10-inch diameter pattern, and we've traced it onto fabric. I use a splatter guard from my microwave that's got a 10-inch diameter. This is going to make a mask that'll fit all women and some men. Okay, so then what we've done is here's going to be the lining, it's nice and soft. Here's going to be the outside of the mask, it's got a little more substance to it. And we've also ironed on interfacing. So then we're going to come to our machine and we're going to go a pretty narrow seam. We're not going 5/8, we're going about 3/8. And we're going to stitch. Now, my reverse is not working, so that's why I'm going to flip it around and sew back over that so it doesn't come loose. Okay, so then you're going to clip it. If you have too much extra up here at the top, you could trim that off. And you're going to clip the curves. Be careful, don't get down to the thread. Going to do that on this one too. Sew it together. Try to get this is going to be the lining. It's going to be next to the face. I have a hard time seeing what's the front and what's the back of this stuff.
Yeah, right sides together.
Yeah, right sides together. I purposely left that out to see if you were paying attention.
Oh yeah. See if I know how to sew, huh?
Yeah, right. Okay, so we're going to stitch that. I have to back it up again because I don't have reverse.
Okay, 3/8 inch seam.
Yeah. Okay, same thing as the other one. You're going to go ahead and trim it if you need to. This one's okay. Clip the curve. Okay, got that done. Now you're going to take right sides together. So here's the right side, here's the right side. What I do is I start with that seam and match it up. And then some people can just do it by looking at it, but I like to pin it, hold it approximately where it should be at the midpoint. And you're going to be stitching along that line. No, need to pin it all the way across, I don't think. Okay. Again, about 3/8 inch. If you do it 5/8, it's going to make a little smaller mask. Usually that'll slide right over. Okay, now, that doesn't really, you may want to, clip that. I don't know if it needs it, but. Now, at this point, I go to the ironing board and I iron it so that is nice and
crisp.
Seams are opened up as far as they can get,
Yeah.
and you're right up there where you're giving yourself the most fabric possible in the front of the mask there.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I use the machine are
top
the,
stitch it.
the iron to, iron this first so that I know about where I'm gonna be going with that.
Okay.
But so what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna be turning that under, and you're gonna top stitch all the way around, and I top stitch it all the way over. But, here's the thing, before you begin your top stitch deal, you're gonna need to put your straps in. Now, we started out a long time ago, seems like years ago, using elastic like this, quarter-inch elastic. Well, we're not gonna be doing that now. We've got all kinds of just great things. So for some masks, we're gonna be using, I call it stretchy string. That's what these little masks are. Whoops, not that one. There's stretchy string in here, and there's a channel where people then could take this out and replace it with something else that fits better, but these stretch a lot. So stretchy string is nice, but we've also got these little guys right here, and these stretch also. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take this strap and put it in there, and I try to put it, I don't know, just down to where I can feel it right here and catch it with my thread, but not so far down that I'm wasting the length, because somebody might need that extra length, you know, a guy might need that. So, and then I top stitch it as I'm going, but I turn around and do that again, because straps need more like oomph, you know, because that's where the pull is. Then I top stitch all the way to the other side, and I get the other strap and put on there, catching it in there, top stitch that, and then I keep on going and top stitch all the way around here. And then you're done. You don't have to top stitch this. It looks kind of weird if you top stitch that front part, like a beak or something. And then that'll be the mask that you can make if you want to
Okay.
make that.
So show me that. It's an adjustable.
Yeah.
Put it against this weight.
This little bead right here can pull up and pull down.
Yep.
And then.
And do they come like that, or did somebody
They come like
assemble that?
No,
Okay.
they come like that, and we've got the donation money to buy more if we need
Yeah.
it. So they're easier on the ears than this stuff, which we're not going to get rid of because we may be down to someday having to use that.
Sure.
This stretchy string is nice for masks, this pattern here, the Jessie mask that I was going to show you over there. And then you can feed that through here with a big needle like a crewel embroidery needle, which right here, I think it's a crewel embroidery needle. But that's what you do, is you thread that
or
through
a
there.
tapestry needle.
Tapestry needle, yeah. And then you overhand tie a knot, and I pull it on into this channel, so it's
Yeah.
prettier looking. And then people can replace it if they need to,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. We're rolling.
Okay, so I'm gonna trim a little bit of this extra liner off of here before I do the top stitching. You can always just tuck it in if it's not too thick, but and trim it too. And I'm sure somebody who is really good at sewing is gonna see this and say, you should have done such and such, and like, and this is Barb's like get her done mode
Yep,
here.
this
not
is
like
get her
fancy
done mode.
schmancy.
Yeah.
This is just like,
This is high production.
exactly. It's free, so there you
That's
go.
right. Okay, so you're putting both.
Yep, put them both in there.
Yep.
Of course, I started at the wrong end. I like to start at the other end. For me, it's easier for some reason.
Yep. And putting the raw edges.
Together.
Yep. And
And I tuck them in and I kind of feel, how does that, is it all bunched up?
Sure.
No, it feels pretty smooth, okay. And that's how it is. You could pin this and be real accurate and whatnot, but
yeah,
you know what? I can make another mask in that amount of time.
that's right.
And then on this black fabric, I found, first of all, I didn't have any black thread, so I just used navy blue, which blends in pretty well, but it also lets you see it better, because you'll feel like you're going crazy blind with this
Yes.
stuff. This black just absorbs the light. So navy blue will work fine. Even at contrasting, you could do a pink one out of here and tie in with that inner lining. Now, sometimes I iron this so it's all down nice and neat, but we're kind of in a little time crunch here, so that's okay. get your little stretchy new pieces.
So a second one.
Yep. Now you could also use that 1/4 inch elastic on this too, but then sometimes it almost fits somebody. Sometimes it's just too big for somebody,
Yeah.
and those other ones are not. The elastic 1/4 inch is just not real forgiving. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
It's not as comfortable either.
No, that's what I've heard. And if you weren't really in a hurry, you could probably be real careful and make sure that liner doesn't show, but I don't care. It's kind of
Mhm.
fun to see it anyway, a little
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, after I do that,
Okay, so now you're gonna go along the
I want to secure that
top.
strap again there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, just give it a little extra help there to stay on.
Okay. Now you're gonna top stitch.
Yeah, and you
And-
know, I think I'm going to go ahead and let that pink show a little bit.
And
I
this
think it's
becomes the
kinda-
bottom of the mask, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. All right then. And there is your finished mask. Okay,
Nice.
and it's adjustable a little bit with those little buttons on the end,
Yeah.
and we're done. Or if somebody doesn't like that black and they don't bother, it doesn't bother them to have the rough part against their face, I could flip it that way.
Yeah.
But the smooth part is always best towards the face, so there you go.
Awesome.
Okay,
Good job.